Hi, friends. Can you imagine your child waking you in the middle of the night and saying that they're scared, there are monsters in the closet? How would you respond? A lot of adults in their groggy, half asleep state of mind might say something like, "There's no such thing as monsters. Go back to bed." But put yourself in your child's position. Do you think your comment would calm your child's fears and make everything okay? Probably not. In fact, your child might become even more upset because they are now worried about the monsters and about the fact that you're not there to protect them. Instead, imagine yourself saying something like, you think there is something in your closet. That would be scary. Let's go check it out. This kind of emotion coaching response shows that you understand your child's concerns and that you're taking them seriously. Plus, it means you'll go back to sleep sooner too. At least we hope. Hi, I'm Dr. Anna Clarkson, and I'm back with Parenting Behind the Behavior and our series on emotion coaching. Today, I'm going to go over a lot of examples of how you can use emotion coaching in real life. I'll tell you what I might say so you get used to how emotion coaching sounds in practice. While we're going over these examples, please rest assured that you don't have to get everything perfect when you emotion coach with your child. Showing kindness and compassion is truly more important than getting the 3 steps to emotion coaching perfectly right. Okay, so first scenario. Many of us have had to settle fights over screen time. What if your children or your child and a friend were fighting because they each wanted to play a different video game? I might say something like, "It looks like you're both really mad. You each want to play your own game, but we can only play one at a time. What do you think we can do about this?" If one child said something like, "I think we should get rid of my brother," you could say, "You know we can't do that. What are other ideas you have?" Sometimes children have strong feelings that seem to come out of nowhere. Imagine your child is walking along and falls and skins their knee. You can just imagine, all the noise. A lot of parents might say something like, "You're okay," or "brush it off." However, it might be more useful to say something like, "Ow, that looks like it really hurts. I hate when I skin my knee like that. How about if we just sit down for a second until it feels better?" Or, "Would you like a hug?" It's harder to emotion coach when your child is upset with you. It's easier when it's emotions that are outside of you. But you can still do it. So if your child is angry with you, imagine that your child is screaming because they want a treat and you've said no. You could say, "You really want that candy and you're mad at me. I am sorry that you're so upset. Can you think of something else besides candy that would make you feel better?" If the child can't come up with anything, then I might say, "How about if you choose a book and then we can read together?" Giving the child the choice of the book might also help the child feel a little more in control. So even though you're the one who's setting the limit around the candy, you're saying no candy, that doesn't mean that you can't also be kind and compassionate in other ways, and also offer your child some choice or control in other ways, like choosing that book topic. A lot of times when our children are upset, we need to think on our feet. Our responses depend on what children say. So imagine your child comes into the house, throws down their book bag and says, "I hate my teacher. I am not going to do this work." A lot of adults might say something like, "What did you do?" Or, "We don't say hate in this family." Or even, "You don't hate your teacher. You like them." But none of these responses are very helpful in getting your child to open up and to share more about what's happening in the situation. Instead, you might say, "Wow, you sound really mad. What happened?" If your child says something like, "My teacher is making all of us have extra homework because some kids were goofing off," I might say, "No wonder you're mad. That seems really unfair, doesn't it? What are you going to do so this doesn't ruin your whole night?" If the child doesn't have an answer, again, you could suggest, "How about if I sit with you so you can finish this work quickly, and then we can do something fun?" In all of these examples, I first labeled the feeling, and then I showed that I understood. And then I tried to see if the child needed some help with problem solving or offered some suggestions. In all of these examples, I also assumed that the child wanted to talk. If the child said that they didn't want to talk about something, I would just say, okay, I understand. Let me know if you change your mind. I'm right here. Emotion coaching is one of the best things we can do to help our children learn about their own and other people's feelings and also develop emotional intelligence. So rather than trying to tell children how they should or shouldn't feel about a situation, we as adults can be most helpful if we teach children the words to talk about their own feelings and then show that we understand and that we want to help them solve the problem. When we approach feelings in this way, when our children are upset, it doesn't have to be the most stressful issue for us to deal with. In fact, it can be this opportunity for us to strengthen the relationships that we have with our children. Thank you for watching this Parenting Behind the Behavior on Emotion Coaching. Next week, I'll be back with some more examples of emotion coaching in action. Take care.